back in with another Monday Night Raw review. I didn't stay up for the actual whole show because the first hour was pretty boring. I mean, it wasn't like that bad of a show. It wasn't anything like great though, to be honest. So obviously I recorded the rest of the show and then I've just finished watching it now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was all right. It wasn't anywhere near as good as last week, and to begin with, we had Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out, which was amazing. But the crowd in Alabama was just awful. Like, there was just no reaction to anyone coming out. There was just no reaction to anything. It was pretty dull and pretty boring from the crowd, to be honest. But Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out, and Paul Heyman's just saying basically that, obviously Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose are both going to Suplex City, and that, the Beast is going to win. Which, yeah, I mean, it's going to be an insane triple threat. But then Dean Ambrose came out. So Ambrose came out and was basically saying that he wanted to go to Suplex City, and that, Brock Lesnar's going to, put everything he's got into Dean Ambrose, but Ambrose is still going to be there at the end. And it was actually a really good scene between, both of them. So that was a good way to start the show. That was not the problem with the show. That was, definitely a good moment. Then we had Callisto versus Rusev, which was actually not that bad. Del Rio was a commentary, so yeah, I mean, it's just the League of Nations. I just can't really, get on board with them. It's just they're too boring for me. I haven't got, there's nothing I like about them. I don't like any of the guys in the League of Nations, and I just find them to be pretty boring. But there was no Sheamus or Barrett on Raw, which was great. So Callisto ended up getting the win by count out because Rusev obviously couldn't get back in after they went outside the ring, basically next to the announcer's table where Del Rio was, and basically Callisto was able to manage to get a few moves on Rusev and just snuck into the ring to get the win, which was, I'm really glad what they're doing with Callisto right now. It's because when he won the title from Del Rio, he shouldn't have lost it in the first place the next night on SmackDown, because obviously the SmackDown's taped on a Tuesday. So that was great that they've given him back the title. So then we had the Usos defeat Curtis Axel and Adam Rose. To be honest, I skipped through the whole match. It was pretty boring. Again, it's just what WWE is so good at doing in a bad way is just throwing matches together that have absolutely no sense. And like the Usos, they go from having the title shot with the New Day to fighting the Social Outcasts, who, yeah, it's just pretty weird, to be honest. But the New Day, what man about the New Day? The Usos got the win, which was always going to happen, I think. But yeah, not much to say on that. Then we had the Miz TV, which was actually a pretty funny part of the show, this, to be fair, because his guest was AJ Styles, which I'm a huge fan of AJ Styles. He's amazing. But the Miz was talking and then introduced AJ Styles, and then was basically going a bit through AJ Styles' career, and got to the point where he would ask AJ Styles a question, and every time Styles went to respond, the Miz just cut him off and started talking again. And you could see, he's done this before with people on Miz TV, but at this point you could see Styles was fuming. He was so angry, and after a bit, the Miz he just got so angry at the crowd basically, and was saying, "Oh, who is AJ Styles anyway?" With Styles just sitting behind him, and then basically Styles had enough and just went crazy on the Miz, started beating him up, which was great to see, and that set up a match for SmackDown now, which is going to be AJ Styles versus The Miz. So that'll be a pretty good match. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of The Miz, but it's something different. And at this point, with all the same stuff we're getting, something different is just so welcome at this point. So yeah, that was that. Then we had Brie Bella defeat Charlotte, which was really weird. I didn't expect that. Yeah, I don't see this being a massive push for Brie Bella or anything like that, because obviously what happened later on with Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, those are the two basically girls, divas, who are going to go after Charlotte's title. But basically Ric Flair tried to interfere, got on the ropes, and basically it looked like it might have even distracted Charlotte, and she went for the figure 4/8, and Brie managed to reverse it into a pin and ended up picking the win. So that was pretty decent, because I can't stand Charlotte. I mean, I probably don't mind her without her dad. It's just the presence of Ric Flair's annoying me. Without her dad, I'd probably be able to like her quite a bit, but because I do think she can be a great heel by herself. This is the problem. This is where WWE goes wrong. It's as if, whether they need Ric Flair because they weren't too sure if Charlotte could put it off as well as everyone knows she can. I think she could be a great heel. She doesn't need Ric Flair, and that's where WWE's gone wrong. It's basically WWE doesn't take risks, and they thought the safe option is have Ric Flair go out there, because he's a great heel, and just help his daughter out. But she's always going to have Ric Flair in the background now, and yeah, it's just disappointing that they went like that, and that he's interfering in every fucking match. It's so annoying at this point. But yeah, then we had Big Show versus Erick Rowan. No one cares. I don't care. I'm not even sure the guys who were actually in the match cared. It was like a 2 or 3 minute match, utterly boring. Big Show got the win with a chokeslam, and then there was no Bray Wyatt. There was no Bray Wyatt at ringside. It was just Braun Strowman and Luke Harper, and then obviously Luke Harper and Braun Strowman got in the ring after the Big Show's win, and basically the Wyatt family minus Bray Wyatt just demolished the Big Show and ended up doing a body slam on the steel steps. So they totally destroyed the Big Show in the end, which and obviously from what happened on SmackDown, I knew the Big Show was going to be involved with the Wyatt family on Monday Night Raw in some capacity. So yeah, that was it's again, it's something it's a bit like when the Wyatt family faced Kane or Ryback. It's been done so many times, and I mean the rumors are that they're trying to put Braun Strowman over for if he has a match with The Undertaker at WrestleMania, which I made a video about yesterday. Don't want to get into that again. And they kind of see the Big Show as a big thing for Braun Strowman to get past. So we'll see about that. But then we had Titus ONeil defeat Tyler Breeze. Again, it wasn't that bad a match. It was okay. It was actually pretty decent if I wanted to go that far. But they just don't give the match enough time. It was 2-3 minutes again. They need to give these matches more time, because this is where matches sometimes the crowd can't get involved in some matches, is because they need time to get involved in the match. And when you're just giving them 2-3 minutes, why are you going to get so excited when you know it's going to be over? So that, again, it could have been a good match, that, because Tyler Breeze is really good in the ring. So, but obviously that didn't happen. Then we had a backstage moment with Triple H and Brock Lesnar, which was pretty big. And before I even get to that, I just want to say I would absolutely love and do anything for Triple H to go to Suplex City. That would probably be the biggest wish that I've got in WWE, that Triple H goes to Suplex City and just gets F5'd multiple times. I just would absolutely love that. But anyway, Triple H came into Brock Lesnar's locker room area and basically told Paul Heyman that to go because he wanted a moment with Brock Lesnar, and basically said a thing is getting soft in Suplex City. I guess he's saying that because obviously everyone knows Roman Reigns is going to win the triple threat. Reason he's saying that to Brock Lesnar because he's not going to have to face him. If he was going to have to face Brock Lesnar, why anger him? Why anger the beast? So, yeah, I think he's obviously saying that because Roman Reigns is probably going to win the triple threat at Fastlane. So, kind of hide in there, Triple H. But yeah, it was only a minute long, the scene anyway. So, yeah, not much to say there. But then we had Dolph Ziggler versus Kevin Owens. I've got a problem with this match, but not really in a sense, if you understand what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is the match was amazing. The match was great. These two in the ring are amazing. But it's like the 5 billionth time we've seen it. And this is a problem. This is the problem. It's a great match and I could still get involved with it. But Kevin Owens had a feud going with Dolph Ziggler a few months back, and he had some matches throughout Raw. Then he gets into this amazing feud with Dean Ambrose, and it's almost as if they don't know what to do with him again now. So it's, oh, well, he had some good matches with Dolph Ziggler, let's put that back on. But yeah, when a rivalry, a feud is happening and it ends. You don't just revisit the matches all the time. This is where, but although I love the match, it's annoying to see because, I think there's some NXT guys who could be brought to the main roster, some fresh talent, and obviously Kevin Owens is not going to face Dolph Ziggler at WrestleMania, so why not start building whatever feud he's going to have now, instead of just dragging out these matches, although they're great, it's just one of those things. Some are just going to be happy that it's a great match, some are just going to be annoyed that it's the same thing, and then there's going to be both, which I am. I'm sick of them facing off all the time, but it is a great match when they do. So it's it's a no-win, but not really a lose situation, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, then we had Sasha Banks come out, who, I mean, she's my favorite diva by a mile. But she's starting to, I'm starting to enjoy watching her more than basically more than most of the male wrestlers. I mean, yeah, she's by far my favorite diva. She's more insane than most of the WWE superstars. And whenever she comes out, whether it's to wrestle or just to do a promo, she's just insanely good. She's amazing. So she came out and basically was saying that Charlotte is going to have to watch her back because she's going to be the #1 contender for that Divas Championship. To which the former Team Bad came out, Naomi and Tamina came out, and were basically saying that she's, that they still like Sasha Banks and they still got her back, and so there wasn't a reunion because obviously they're going in different directions, but they did their unity sign thing, and then Becky came out for a match. So Naomi and Tamina were at ringside for the Sasha Banks Becky Lynch match, and then Sasha was outside the ring, and as she got back in, Tamina and Naomi attacked her and basically turned on her. So they turned on her for Sasha basically leaving Team Bad on SmackDown last week. So yeah, that was one of those where I thought while they were at ringside something was going to happen. So but then Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch got the upper hand and started beating Naomi and Tamina down. So that was, and then it ended like that. So yeah, I knew that was going to happen, and hopefully that's got that out the way now, because I just want Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch to have a triple threat with Charlotte at WrestleMania. That'd be amazing. But if they can they just need to get that rivalry going now. But then in the main event, the last match of the show, the last bit of the show, we had Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose versus the New Day. The New Day came out and did their usual promo on Raw like they do, which was great. Then we had the match, a long match, but it was a good match. Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose picked up the win in the end, with Dean Ambrose hitting the Dirty D's on Big E, which was good. And then after that, Brock Lesnar came out, the main bit I want to get to. They came out and he came out, and basically Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose were in the ring, standing there waiting for him. But then the New Day came back in the ring, attacked Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. They dealt with Roman Reigns outside the ring, and that allowed Brock Lesnar to come in the ring and F5 to Dean Ambrose. So basically Dean Ambrose's chatter from wanting to go to Suplex City earlier on the show, I guess that came back to haunt him, and Brock Lesnar dealt with Dean Ambrose right there and then to end the show. So we'll see how that goes next week. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you soon.